Howdy, folks. It is time we cover Transcendence in Lost Ark. Had a couple people asking if I had a Transcendence guide, so we are going to make one for you. All right, Transcendence, Lost Ark. It is another vertical progression system. So similar to Elixirs, this is just another step in that direction. I have a little bit of a cold I'm getting over, so excuse me for the sniffles and all this jazz. But Transcendence, how does this stuff work? So Transcendence is accessed in any major city, just like Elixirs were. And if you guys remember on your map, this little Elixir item icon here, give you guys PTSD maybe. Now there's a golden flower that says Transcendence. And yeah, it's great. So you come over here to this mirror, and on a character, this is what your screen looks like. You have to pick what piece you want to transcend, because Transcendence, just like Elixirs, remember where you like put an elixir on each piece? Transcendence is done on each piece as well. So all of your armor and your weapon once you do Behemoth. So every single one of your armor pieces, you have to do Transcendence on 7 times per piece. And your goal is to maximize the level of these golden flowers. You can get 1 to 3. You pretty much only want 3 ever. So 7 times per piece, you're going to do Transcendence. So let's say you did Theamine, because that's where you get the materials for this. You're like, all right, I did some Theamine. It's time to party and do some Transcendence. You're going to come over to a piece. So let's do pants. I'm going to click this Liberate button. And in order to attempt Transcendence, level 1 on my pants, I have to pay Darkfire. So I go, okay, let's do that. I pay Darkfire. Boom, I've unlocked the ability to try to get 3 flowers on my pants. So now you can see here, this is a little board, and you can think of this like a mobile game almost, little mini game where your goal is to destroy the tiles. You have a certain number of turns that shows right here. It says to achieve 3 golden flowers, which is what you want. Succeed transcending within 7 turns. So you got 7 turns to kill everything. How do you kill tiles? With these cards. There's a bunch of different cards, maybe, let me see how many there are real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different elements that can show up here. And each one of these cards or elements represents a damage pattern. So you can hover over it and it'll show you. So Tornado, it's got that dark red center and then diagonal to it 4 more dots. So if you hover over, wow, would you look at that? The same pattern. Now when you hover over, it shows you what you're trying to destroy, which tiles this card is going to affect. And you can notice you need to pay attention to the percentages that are shown on each tile. That's the percent chance that they have to get destroyed. So the one in the middle will always die with Tornado, and then it's just a coin flip if the other 4 get destroyed. Compare that to something like Shockwave. So I'm going to go left click Shockwave instead, hover over my board. Look at that middle tile 100%. But now this hits 4 more tiles and they all have a 75% chance to be destroyed. This is a very good card for this particular map. So how do I use the card? Well, you just hover over where you want to do it and then you left click again. Boom. That was beautiful. Clean. All right. So now that we did that, you can see down below, these cards will shift to the right. So Thundercrack was previously right here. So this is just like a feeder system and they all move to the right once used. The exception is that whatever is here won't move already unless you interact with some special tiles. I don't want to blow your brains up, with all the information. So just take it a little bit as it comes here. So now turn 1, we just had all these gray tiles, normal tiles. Every other turn except turn 1, you're going to get a random tile that starts to glow with some effect. This is a special tile, and if you hover over it, it'll tell you in the right side over here what it does. all remaining tiles will be relocated. So think of this as like a scrambler, and it just randomizes all the tiles position. Not particularly useful, but that's what would happen if we use this. So I'll show you guys if you want. Here's another tile, you hover over it. This is the damage pattern. So if I use it right here, watch Thundercrack will go away. This will shift to the right, this will shift to the right, this will shift to the right, then a brand new card will show up here. So if I use this, boom, everything shifts to the right, all my tiles scramble, a new tile shows up, new special tile, this is clone. But that is the gist of the minigame. That's all you're trying to do. The tough part is getting used to, you know, knowing all the different cards, figuring out how to strategize properly to kill them within the turns. And generally speaking, the first couple turns of Transcendence are easier to get you used to it. But it's not like it goes up every level and the difficulty goes up. Sometimes level 4 or 5 feels to be like the hardest instead of 6 or 7 when you're doing Transcendence. So that's all your goal is. Destroy the pieces. And every time you click, you use a card, it costs you gold. It'll tell you right here, 140 gold, 140 gold. This system is just a massive gold sink. One of the biggest issues is that it takes a tremendous amount of time as well. You're a new player and you're not, you know, you're doing this on one character. It can be fun. You can have a good time, enjoy it. I think it gets tedious when you start doing it on a full roster of characters. It gets exhausting. So, other things you need to know. You can change your elements. You see down here, it says change elemental. This pretty much just throws it in the trash and shifts everything to the right. So instead of like clicking and using the card right now, boom, everything shifts. If I don't like this particular card, I can just throw it in the trash and then everything shifts. You get a certain amount of these turns every time you start doing a Transcendence level, and some of these special tiles will alter that. It'll give you an extra roll or something. You guys can learn about those as you go. You know, I don't want to go over all special tiles. I just want you to understand the system, what you're trying to do, just in case it was intimidating you and you didn't even want to give it a shot. So once you've, you know, done this, you're like, okay, I'm not really good at it, or I don't want to learn it, and I just want to spend the least amount of gold possible. You can use a specific tool. And I can show you guys that now. This is what I used early on to do this. And some very smart, kind gentleman or woman made this calculator tool for us. I'll put a link in the description so you guys can use it. We're going to pull this up right meow. So you can see this is the calculator. And how this thing works is you want to mimic what your board state is. So right now we're doing pants level 1. So in this calculator, there's a drop down menu. I would click pants level 1 and I would click reset. So now if I stop this Transcendence, it'll look exactly like a fresh turn here. See this? Our board matches exactly. What is different, however, is the cards and stuff. So see, I have lightning, tornado, earthquake, lightning, and tempest. You have to match that. So manually, you just left click the card and you just pick. So lightning, tornado, earthquake, lightning again, and tempest. All right. Then I click calculate and it'll spit out what the AI thinks my best plan of action is. So in this example, it doesn't like tornado. I don't blame it at all here. It wants me to change it. Now this will feel insanely tedious at first because you're learning a bunch of things. I suggest you just do the mini game, at least the first like level 1 on all your pieces, just to get familiar with clicking around, seeing how things work before you start using this, because it'll feel insanely tedious if you just hop right in. So I'll show you why. So I have to click in game. I have to click change. All right. Now I come over to the calculator. I have to click change, and you'll see it'll keep anything that was already inputted into the system. So you see how everything shifted over, lightning shifted, tempest shifted, but the calculator by default shows thunder on the left, and I got tree. This is completely random. There's no way for the AI to know what happened. So every turn you do, every time you use a card, make a change, you have to come back over to this left card and pick the new one. So I did that, I clicked calculate, and you'll see now what this thing shows me. It's telling me it wants me to use earthquake. It's highlighting in red this card, and then it's highlighting a tile where it wants me to use it. So I click and I use it, boom. We used earthquake. Then I have to manually update these tiles that got destroyed. So boom, we did all that. The card shifted over, so I got tempest on the right now. You have to click this use button, and you'll see it'll auto update some of the information. So I used earthquake. I did not hit any special tiles. Boom. So now tempest is good. Level 2 lightning is here. The tree, the new cards that the game cannot predict showed up. So we have hellfire, and thunder by default is there. So that's good. Now we also have to put in our special tiles. So you see how you can just right click to destroy tiles and right click them to put them back. Left click lets you pick between all the different special tiles. Relocation, clone, enhancement, mystery, blessing, addition, distorted, destroy, normal. So we're gonna pick blessing here. And then I'm gonna come back down and click calculate. Also, you notice we have a level 2 card. So you can have a level 1 card, a level 2 card, or a level 3 card. And it's not random. The way you get higher level cards is the lower level ones combine. So if 2 of the same cards end up right here next to each other, they will auto combine into 1 card and everything will shift over. So like if this was a lightning, another one here, and I use tempest, it would shift over, make a level 3 card. You'll learn this stuff as you go, but the calculator wants me to use my level 2 lightning on the blessing. Boom, there you go. Now I would have to click blessing. Yes, we used the card, but anytime you interact with the special tile and it gets destroyed, you have to tell the tool that. So I just used this card on blessing, so I'm just gonna click blessing. Boink. This way it doesn't use my turn, this doesn't go down, it doesn't alter things it's not supposed to alter. Then I manually go, okay, I killed this tile, I killed this tile, and you can see mysteries here now. Now I have to update for the new cards, looks like earthquakes here, and then I click calculate. Once you get into a rhythm, it's not that bad. But first time doing Transcendence, first time doing the calculator, I think it's too much. Don't do that to yourself. Go through, do level 1 on all your pieces. That's what you're looking for. So it costs dark fire. I'm gonna get rid of this so it's not in your face anymore. So it costs dark fire to start a level. So every level, level 1, you do Transcendence, you get 3 golden flowers, you want to move on to level 2, it costs dark fire again. You're gonna have to press this liberate button every single time. All that does is let you start using actual Transcendence on that level. Now, let's say I'm just gonna click for a second, you click around and it didn't work out, you didn't get 3 flowers, what do? You have to go again. So I'm just gonna click stop Transcendence to cancel this. And it's like, all right, I didn't get it, I have to try again. Ruins Restoration, you have to use a mats called Ancient Soundstones. And you also have to pay gold, 925 gold currently. So where do you get these Ancient Soundstones? Right next to the Transcendence vendor, craft Transcendence material, Ancient Soundstones. So for you guys, only use magical spring water or these soundstone fragments. Only use these 2 things in order to craft. Don't use dark fires and do not use behemoth scales. Once you guys fully understand what these things are, how rare they are, how much of them you have, the rate at which you want to progress, then you can do that. But for now, for you, magical spring water, all right? And soundstone fragments. That's all you want to do to exchange. And that is Transcendence in a nutshell. Kill the tiles. The only other thing that I don't think you guys saw yet, let me go to level 2 here. So this is a level 2 of a chest piece. Stop Transcendence. So this is just a fresh level 2 here. This is what your board looks like. You have these purple tiles. Level 1 Transcendence for your pieces does not have the purple tiles, but starting on level 2 onward, you have to play around these. These are like landmines almost. And if you hit them, it will respawn good tiles that you want to destroy. So to win, you destroy all these gray tiles. Doesn't matter, you don't kill purple tiles, you don't have to. There's a couple cards that will, or they will ignore them, which is great. But don't hit it. And if you ever need to, you don't have to remember all this. You can hover over a purple tile and then look up here in the top right. It says when hitting a tile, 3 tiles are regenerated. So if I do this, for example, well, let me do one that's actually going to hit it. So boom, we killed those tiles, but because we hit a purple, it regenerated some of them. So I really just killed like 5 tiles there, but because it regenerated 3, only 2 are missing now. So that's what makes the higher levels more difficult, because certain cards are just extremely inefficient or ineffective completely because you can't use them. Like Tempest, I can't use on these rows at all. Hellfire is a big gamble on some of these maps. Unless you get higher levels on it, then it's going to be your favorite card. Cloning level 3 Hellfire is how you win, okay? I just told you the biggest secret. That will be your best friend. Getting level 3 Hellfire, and then a clone appears, all right? Rinse and repeats, Transcendence, easy game. But that is the overview of the system. If you guys have a specific question, you want to watch me do it, just come by the stream. I'll happily just hop on a character and do some Transcendence to showcase what's going on. You can ask questions. If you need anything else, holler as always, and we'll catch you guys next time.